Well, let's take a look at the colors we're going to use today. We are using from Create and Bloom the Blushing Oyster Twinkling Mica, the Apple Blossom Opaque Pigment Paste, the Meyspring Mermaid Dust Mica, the Meyspring Peach Gold Mica, and the Kamenskaya Alcohol Ink in Bronze. I'm Sandy, and this is Two Fat Birds Creative. Welcome. Glad to have you here. And now we are going to add our micas and paste into our cups here. I was just waiting for that resin to finish mixing, or it was finished debubbling, one or the other. I had to wait for both. So we are going to add some of this mica into our cup. This mermaid dust, whatever the name was, is beautiful. I love it. But what I thought was, let's put it in the cups first, because then when we pour the resin over it, it's not going to fly everywhere when stirring it up. Now, this mica here, I am actually going to blend this in with the apple blossom and try to give it a little bit of a sheen. Unfortunately, that apple blossom was a little bit too thick, so you couldn't really tell that that mica was in it. But I'm going to go ahead and mix up the apple blossom pigment paste here. Again, it is just a opaque pigment paste, again from Create and Bloom, just like that shimmering mica there. And I'm just gonna plop about that much into our cup. Spoiler alert, I do add a little bit more. And then we are going to put in that peach gold. If I can get it open. Sometimes these gloves and the little bit of room I have to work with to get these Ziplocs open, they don't work well together. We'll grab some of that peach mica and dump it in our cup. And now we wait. Well, I wait. You wait like a second. And this is part of the Friendship Express Weekend collaborations. Friendship Express collaborations are hosted by Susie at Serendipity Creations, Tina at Pours Resin with Love, Sally at All Aboard Resin Creations, and Amy at Resonating Art by Amy. Check out the playlist that will be linked down in my description, because there are a lot of awesome videos from across the globe that you really should be checking out, including this one. Maybe a little biased on that, but yeah, check out the playlist below. So my smaller cup of resin was ready, so I just decided to add a little bit into each cup and just start the process of getting things mixed. That hopefully breaks down the mica, so we are going to get it thoroughly mixed when I add the additional resin to it and mix it up, so we don't get the mica powder floating around. However, it's not going to help when mica powder just kind of splashes into your piece because you opened it up, and yeah, it went a little bit everywhere. And now we have our large cup of resin ready, and so I'm just filling up these cups with what I think it should take. Spoiler, I was way off. This bowl is very large, and if you've seen Jules at the Resinator, she's used this mold. I think it was on last week's video, or the week prior, I think. It is a chonky mold. She takes a lot, like, I don't know, 24, 26 ounces of resin. She's a big gal. But we'll just get all these mixed up some more. All right, we are done with our hyperspeed and warp drive mixing session here. And this is the bowl. And what you may notice of this bowl is that it is warped. Now, and I'm showing you that, when ordering from Temu, this is one of the risks you face because, God forbid, they put something in a box and they ship it in plastic bags, and you're dealing with soft silicon molds. They get scrunched up, and this bowl was no exception. It is a risk I took, and it got me. But I thought, no, I'll try it anyways. Hopefully, it could help straighten it out. It didn't, so I am going to go back and try that putting water in it and freezing it method to see if that might help it out. But if not, I think it was like $5. I don't like throwing money away, but at least it was only $5 and not, $15, $25, $30, $40, $50, $60. But I do have a smaller version that's like just about the center portion of this mold. And that was perfectly fine. Let's go ahead and start pouring our apple blossom here with that Blushing Oyster sparkling mica. As I said, you can't really see the sparkling oyster, and I just spilled that resin all over. Spilled it all over my fingers there, spilled it out the backside, spilled it onto the curing mat. I did not pay attention. I was trying to make sure I got the drip off the front and still made a mess, spilling it all over the back. Why? Because I'm talented. Aren't you jealous? I thought so. So I'm just trying to give it a little bit of a cleanup, mostly on the hard plastic part. I'm not so concerned about the soft silicone because I can just peel that right off when it's mixed up. But let's go ahead with our mermaid dust here and pour it down in. We are, as you can see, alternating colors, trying to get a nice marble effect in our bowl. And the next one is that peachy gold. She's definitely peachy, isn't she? I am using a little bit less of that one because I didn't want that color to overtake. Now we're going to use this alcohol ink. I'm only using it, I think I only used it this one time. These do take over, these metallic alcohol inks. So I'm just dabbing it on around. Add a little bit too much to the center there. A couple little drops got away from me. And then I'm just pouring it, returning to my alternating colors of pouring, and not going to touch that bronze bottle again. We'll put it on fast forward here for a little bit while we just continue with alternating colors and pouring. So as you just saw, I added some more resin to what was left in these cups here because I am quickly running out of resin and I thought I'd use up what I had left. And again, just repeating the pour here. And this is where I'm like, I'm not going to have enough resin to fill this up, but I will scrape out my cups as much as I can to get all of it, what I can, out before I mix up another few ounces. Well, a few ounces. I mixed up another 8 ounces, but I always mix up more so I can use the leftovers to make a few little more items. And I just had an appointment today with a local collective art shop. They accepted me into their shop, so soon. Actually, now few of my items are in there, and we'll be taking more in next week. So super excited about that. That's also why I make these extra items. So I have these extra items to sell in that shop, and sometime soon we'll be setting up our Shopify site as well. So if you're interested, it's coming soon. And if you're in the metro area of Detroit in Berkeley, check out the Artsy Umbrella. Okay, so we're back, and what I didn't film was just adding, getting that additional resin mixed up, and I just did the peachy color and the apple blossom color. And here I just kind of marbled it all together. I thought I had filmed this, but apparently I didn't. But I just, again, alternated the peach with the apple blossom, and then towards the end I also alternated with a little bit of clear I had left. These two molds you've seen before. It's my little frog keychain, and this is a Luna moth, I believe. And they came from Oddity Abyss. I will link them in the description below. And I do have a discount code for Oddity Abyss that you can save 10% off of your order. And she often has extra sales going on during randomly where you can get 25% off. So check her out. They are pretty cute. She has some really cute, fun, unique molds. So I'd say just definitely check her out. We are back, my friends. Let us unmold our little froggy. I did have a little overspill into the keychain hole area. Nothing I couldn't fix. I got it through with a little poke. And yeah, he will definitely be a keychain. That is what he is made to be. You can see I'm trying to poke it with this, but it's not working. I did fix it off camera. And he will be a keychain, like I said. I am in love with that little frog. I love him so much. And now our Luna moth. I'm sorry, Gertie. I know you hate moths, but this one's not real, so it shouldn't skeeve you out. But it has awesome marbling in it. I was so happy with how the marbling in this guy turned out. I think it's beautiful. Don't worry about that lizard down there. We are not going to see him, but here is the turtle that I added some of the remaining resin to. Not turtle. What am I saying? Jeez, words. It's a snail. I know it's a snail. Why do I say turtle? I don't know. It's a snail. He's a little difficult to unmold, but we'll get him. Don't worry. I'll get him eventually. There we go. You just got to get it over its butt there. And then be careful of his little antenna eyes, because you don't want to break those off. And because the resin was getting pretty thick, and I just poured it in, I didn't spray it with alcohol, I didn't check it out. He does have a little few bubbles in him. There are a couple on the swirly of the shell, and there's definitely some on the underside of his chin. I'll probably take some UV resin to that, paint it on there, maybe take my finger on there, smooth it out, get it in those holes. But let's go ahead and unmold this chunky diamond faceted bowl. It is not filled up all the way to the top, so there is a lip that I have to be careful of because it is scratchy, and I don't need any more cuts on my hands than I already get. But it's really not difficult to demold at all. It's very easy to demold. And there she is. You can see, again, she is wonky because of that mold being misshapen. But I do enjoy how she has turned out. And I'm saying it's sharp. It's a sharp edge, so I'm going to grab my deburring tool and we are going to go around these edges here quick. Try to just get it cut down so that I'm not cutting myself. And we'll take a little sander later to it once I get her all prepared and ready. And she'll be a discounted item because she's so misshapen, or we'll just keep her here and put some stuff in it. I don't know why I'm calling it her. So I always put a gender to things. I don't know why I do that. It's an inanimate object. All right, so the bottom here is warped, and I have gone over it a few times with the deburring tool. She's a heavy, chunky mold. It took a lot of resin, like I think it was about 24 ounces. You see it bowed out here and here too. Some dry powder got on my piece and I didn't realize it, so that's what those flakes are. I don't mind that though. I kind of like the way that looks. And if you take a look at the side, here is where that gold alcohol ink is really showing through. And we got some nice marbling. It is early in the morning. That's why my voice is about an octave lower. So I really think she's pretty. I just wish, I like that backside too. I just wish she wasn't deformed. But I think she's a really pretty mold. You can see that, not gold, copper. And because that very first color we put on was that apple blossom, so that's the first color that really took over on the bottom. But I really like her. Thank you everyone for being here. I really appreciate you taking the time to be with me and watch my videos. It does mean so much to me. If you're not subscribed, why don't you go ahead and smash that subscribe button. It is free to you, but helps my channel out. And yeah, and thank you to all my subscribers. Greatly appreciate you so much. I do have memberships available. And I want to thank Lady in Resin and Nerd Goblin Art, my members. If you want, check out the description below because I have discount codes to, I'm totally blanking here, various vendors like Resiners. You saw me use the double-headed mixer, and I used the 2 different types of bubble removers. And the G3 machine. So check out those below so you can save a couple pennies when you're placing your orders with them. And Oddity Abyss is where these 2 guys came from, and I've got a discount code for her as well. She is only in the US and only ships to those in the US right now. But yeah, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And you guys take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
A drop, a dash of hue. I craft, I dream, the world feels new. I prove that birds creative. One bird, one